I can't believe I'm making another one of these. I can't believe it. I don't care how many more Kai videos I have to go through, but I'm gonna force this to sink in. I don't care how many videos I have to make. I'm making it sink in. Here's the next topic for Kai. Kai is made for the newer generation. It's so childish. Where are people getting that? Where? I really want to know where on earth are people getting that? It is not childish. It. I mean, seriously, are they getting it because there's not as much blood as there is in Kai than there is in Dragon Ball Z? If what you take as hardcore is if everyone just gets punched in the stomach, they're coughing up blood, then seriously, if they get punched in the stomach and they're coughing up blood, they have some problems. Um, and I know there's a lot of controversy going on about how, oh, since Piccolo used a special beam cannon on Raditz and Goku, there was still a burn mark even in the uncut. Well, in Japan, there is now a rating system there, and now they can't do that. Even in the uncut, they just can't do it. Um, but it's actually more realistic this way, and even in the manga, there wasn't as much blood as they seriously over dramatized it. In the Dragon Ball Z, there was blood everywhere, and I mean everywhere. But not in the manga. There was some blood, but I mean, I even find the burn mark more realistic because when you think about it, it's a burn. Look at the special beam cannon. Sure, it went through Goku, but what happens when you apply heat to, blood in wounds? The wounds dry up. What happens when like you get a big wound, and you get like shot. You pull the bullet out, and then like if you're just all alone, you apply some heat to it, it'll stop the bleeding. You know, so obviously he wouldn't be bleeding, but there would be a giant burn mark there. It makes a lot more sense that way instead of blood gushing out everywhere. Over dramatically insane. And I also, God, there's so much cussing in Dragon Ball Kai. It isn't even funny. I'm pretty sure the farthest cuss word they went in Dragon Ball Z was hell or damn. Pretty sure that's the farthest they've gone. I can't tell you how many times in Dragon Ball Z Kai they say bastard. They say bastard every other second. Like you think I'm joking, but watch it. They say bastard like every other second. It's insane how many times they say bastard. They say damn a lot more often. It's a lot like the manga and a lot like the original Japanese script. I really don't know where people are getting that was made for the newer generation, that was made for children. I really, really don't get where people are getting that from. Because I mean, if there are still people out there that are taking the Nicktoons edited version as the official version, when that wasn't Toonami's Midnight Run, did they ever show Dragon Ball Z uncut? They didn't, unless of course they announced it. Where people don't understand the meaning of uncut. When they aired it on Cartoon Network, they said, okay, uncut Dragon Ball Z. Do you know what uncut means? When they air something like Dragon Ball Z where there's blood, guts, and gore, and cussing on a children's network, herpa derp, what do they gotta do? They gotta censor it. So, what do they say when they mean uncut? They mean in its original form. They mean with all the cussing, with all the blood, with all the gore, with all the guts. Okay, that's what uncut means. On Nicktoons, it's just that they had to edit it. They don't have this uncut thing. They only did that on Cartoon Network Toonami because it was after midnight. Seriously, you guys are so stupid. I'm sorry. You guys are really, really stupid for believing that the Nicktoons version on a children's television network is the official version. You gotta be kidding me. That blows my mind into about 500 different pieces that someone could possibly be that mentally handicapped. This is just insane. This is This is ridiculous. Oh my god. Um, and there are people claiming that, well, there is still the possibility for there to be a Boo Saga now, but there are still people claiming that when there wasn't a Boo Saga announced, there are people claiming, oh, just because Boo Saga's not going to be in Kai, that automatically makes it unfaithful to the manga. Just because Boo Saga's not in it. That's retarded. That is really retarded. That doesn't even make sense. So, I'm assuming everything that they did from Saiyan to Cell just doesn't count. Doesn't matter how faithful that was to the original manga. The fact that the Boo Saga's not in there makes the entire series not faithful. That doesn't make any sense. That really doesn't. Do you guys even realize what you're spouting out? Seriously, that's bullshit. That's called being a fanboy. That's called spouting out random things that don't make any sense to try and defend your point when even you know you're wrong. But do you care? No. I grew up with it, so that automatically makes it better. That's not a point. That's you spouting fanboyish claims. Nostalgia does not count as a reason to something being better. It doesn't. How? This is like, what, my 4th Kai video? I don't know what else I can do. I really don't. I mean, no matter how many times freaking Funimation themselves are like, hey guys, fuck you, Kai's better. You guys are like, oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. That just went through one ear and out the other. I'm sorry, what? The original Dragon Ball Z's better? Yeah, I know, right? Seriously? What? You guys... You guys... Oh my god. When Funimation themselves are saying that Kai is the official version, is the better version, and you're sitting there, oh, Kai was only made for the newer generation. But could have sworn I just saw a couple interviews with Christopher Sabat and Sean Schemmel talking about how Dragon Ball Z Kai is the most definitive version of Dragon Ball Z there ever has been. Is even more definitive than the Dragon Boxes, guys. That's how definitive Dragon Ball Z Kai is. It's so definitive that it makes the true hardcore fans of Dragon Ball Z Dragon Boxes, makes them look bad. And the Dragon Boxes are only for the people who are the hardcore fans of the anime. If you're a hardcore fan of the manga and you wanted to see the manga animated into a television that wasn't completely filled with nonsense, we finally have it, and that's Kai. If you haven't read the manga and you like having two people stare at each other for a couple episodes until they actually decide to do something, I mean, I'm actually starting to question how Dragon Ball Z got the title of the greatest action show of all time. More like, I mean, seriously, more like the greatest, new sport that was invented ever. The stare down. I mean, seriously. There are people saying, oh, I can't believe that they're releasing this non-filler thing, Do they think we're lazy and that we can't hit the next button? So you're saying you'd rather skip around all over Dragon Ball Z instead of have something that should have been completely faithful to the manga in the first place? It's called logic, guys. It's called logic. Real logic, not fanboyish claims that pretend to be logic. That's not logic. That's called being a fanboy. See, there's a difference between the two. Today's letter is F. Fanboy. Jesus, guys. The original Dragon Ball Z is full of plot holes and dumb mistakes, and oh my god, and you guys take that as being the better version? There's nothing, there's no more we can do. There's no more we can do. We can't do anything else to to argue with you guys. There's nothing more we can do. If Funimation themselves comes out and says, hey, Kai's the better version, and you guys are still arguing against it, then there's nothing more we could do. The only other thing we could do is have Akira Toriyama come over to your house and bitch slap your ass and tell you that Kai is better and much like his original envision, but you would probably still even argue with him, most likely. So you know what? There's nothing more we can do. We've done everything, but you know what? No one cares anymore, really, because you guys aren't true fans of Dragon Ball. You guys really aren't. If you guys seriously take that 10-episode stare down, 5-minute Planet Destruction as good as the official Dragon Ball Z version, then you know what? You're not a true fan. I'm sorry. If you've never read the manga and all this stuff, I mean, seriously, come on. I don't care if you've watched Dragon Ball Z from the beginning. You may be a fan of the anime, but you obviously don't give a damn about the actual concept and about the creator and about its original envision to actually watch it. And the original way it was supposed to be seen, and that is Kai. Kai is the way Dragon Ball Z was originally supposed to be seen. There's action in every turn. Kai should get the title of the greatest action show ever made. Because really, there's action at every turn. There isn't action, then stare downs, then action, then 5 minutes, then action, then going to a little scene of Bulma, then action, then Roshi, then stare downs, then action again. No, it's just action, 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 action. Cutscene of Bulma, cutscene of whatever other people are doing, maybe a cutscene to Goku in the healing chamber, action, 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 action. Krillin gets impaled, goes to Goku. Oh my god, I just felt Krillin's power drop. Action, 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 action. The pacing is just so amazing. And you guys are still arguing with it. So, you know what? There's nothing else we can do. There's nothing else we can do. Like that piece of trash if you want to. I don't care anymore. And I will see you guys next time. And here is the question of the day. How is this?
All right, big guy, whatever turns you on.
Better than this.
I promised you, didn't I? That I'd show you a nightmare beyond the horrors of hell.
Have a good day.